guys. Okay, now we're going to do joint energy and individually to have a look at the feminines and the masculines. I'm then going to pull some cards and try and tap into the story of why this is coming up. Well, astrologically, I can say, moving into the new moon in Pisces, we're having some emotions coming up. Which is, it's very Neptune in nature. It's Pisces, so it kind of makes me laugh. I've got the Neptune card, feelings. And it's the joint energy. It almost looks like two swans in the love heart, but it's almost like hawks. Let's have a look. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some cards and I'm going to put them in the book for the ruin, and that'll be an additional message. How are we all doing? I was like, okay, today I will be recording. We've also had a bit of a chat for the moderators. We will do super chats after this should you need it, but we are putting it at a benchmark of $11. Remember, Shelley? And that is so that, you know, I'm keeping it moderated, I'm using my time effectively, and the base mark of it, you know, you're most welcome to put a donation. At liberty, if I do have time, I will do freebies, but, you know, I'm spending a good hour doing it, which is an hour for a paying client. So I've just got to really be very careful about my time at the moment because I've got an extra 50 videos to do today. So that's where it's at. When I get a secretary, it might make life a bit easier. Your energy at the moment, when we're moving towards this Pisces moon, I will say, even looking at the forward astrology, next month we're having Mars move into Cancer. But you'll probably feel it in the twin flame connection, potentially by the 2 weeks into April. So you can have family-related dynamics. It can be mother-related dynamics. You know, co-creative energy. It'll be a lot of inner child coming up because Mars will be in the house of Cancer, and it's not in its most favorite zone. What I've noticed is we tend to embody those moon energies prior to them moving forward, and I have already done the full moon in Libra video, which will be open later during the month. And at the moment, yes, it is in the members. So I'm trying to well and truly get ahead so that content is there at all times. And then it's ready to be released to YouTube here, and it's already well and truly done. Now, what I've got coming through, we've got heart chakra, right? Now, for the collective, there is a frequency coming up that we're looking at the dreams. It's very crown chakra and energy. A lot of you, from an emotional point of view, especially moving into the Pisces moon and out of it moving towards the full moon in Libra, you're going to be having a lot of feelings which are already coming up now. So a lot of you are already gearing up, ready to embody the full moon in Libra. So what do I mean by that? At the moment, I'm seeing from the cards that feminines and masculines, which we can look at it in the yin and yang as well. So yes, we'll look at the masculine energy, we'll look at the feminine, and we'll look at the in-between. And then we need to look at how it directly applies to us to integrate. And what do I mean by that? When we look at masculine energy, if you're a feminine, your emotions, feminine, the 3D of what you do, masculine. And yes, also look at the energy of what they're doing. And it goes both ways. Same for masculines that jump in the house. So feminines, you guys have the sacral chakra energy, which is the joint chakra. And as I mentioned when I pulled the cards earlier, I was talking to Giggle. It is to do with nurturing. Now, when we get Venus moving into Aries, and we're moving towards that full moon in Libra, a lot of emotions relating to the past are going to come up in a pain body experience. Some of you will already be experiencing this now. So feeling distorted, disillusioned. You know, some of you are very much in the detachment and you're accepting of it. But in your mind, there have been things that have been going on for a very long time, and it's feeling very fatiguing. You know, the fogginess from the crown chakra, potentially even a purge of the ego, because you're getting to a point you can't really see where you're going. You can't really see what you're guided to do. And that's because, yes, on a spiritual level, we can't control another energy, but we are the energy, and that's the crazy thing. So it's a bit of a hard matrix to navigate. Now, the ruin that you guys have is this, and the crystal you have, I'll just read from it. You got it in reverse, okay? I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organized. It's in reverse. Clear thinking, release mind, purge of the ego. Clear mind, release mind chatter, maintain courage and self-confidence, recognize your own intelligence, ease with problem solving. Now, some of you, it will be with the orange chakra coming up. You may have a feeling of an unfair circumstance occurring, but there could potentially be a solution. But it's, how do I put it? There could be a circumstance that's playing out in your life at the moment where it would be easier if the masculine was there in your mind's eye. So because we are looking at their energy, some of us could be feeling very comfortable. It is what it is. I'm really tired. I'm purging the viewpoint. I'm not controlling it. And I'm going with the flow because I'm fatigued. So it's sort of like if they were to turn up right now, you'd be like, hey, because you're tired, right? So it's not motivational. It's, gee, I'm really tired. If I'm to be operational, I need to get myself as grounded as possible. The ruin, I'm going to read from the book and then I'll get into the rest of the cards and I'll interpret them for you because it's pretty funky how it's coming through. I was like, oh, heck. And the masculine's energy is really interesting. So, okay. Where is the feminine's? I did have it in the book here. If I'm gabbling on, I had it and now I've lost it. Okay, that must be an additional one. Moon energy, that makes sense. I put the card in the wrong place. So I would really say you guys have the key to life energy. This is psychic protection. But it's also the more you get into ascension, you tend to realize that the energy that comes through, you're able to protect yourself, and it's the upgrade. But at the moment, feminines are very much in that Virgo energy. So this relates to Virgo. Hi, Dale. So it's Virgo, gold, earth, and air. And it's two swans on the bloody page, right? Let's have a look at the esoteric. Okay, protection, sanctuary, prayer, friendship. And I believe I said to somebody in the chat one time too, actually do the ruin, write the ruin on your wrist. Not that I promote using ink on your skin because you can absorb it. Use non-toxic stuff. But, you know, if you need to, it is where you can actually put that there. And it's very much like the Egyptians. It's like a Y and it can protect you. But do a gem removal. Do some energy work relating to the, the protection of your chakra system. If you're feeling any of their energy, as I always promote, breathe in, breathe out, disconnect from it. 50% of you are at the point you're in acceptance, you're going with the flow, you don't feel motivated, you don't know what your purpose is at the moment. So instead of fighting it and pushing it and putting energy into something, you're being very tactical in a sense of saying, okay, I don't know everything. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. Those of you that are doing that, you're moving with the energy of the Pisces moon. With the energy of feelings, if it's coming through aggressively, and I'd say some of us are going from ebbs and flows in that. It's coming to a point you're very neutral, very okay, I need to look after myself. Maybe I don't know everything. I'm just going to do the basics, which is, a bit like when you're unwell. Exactly. You're sort of like, okay, I'm resting, I'm recouping, and universe sort of forces you at a point because you get the 3 warnings from universe, and if you're not listening, it's forced upon you. So it can be, yes, actually having ascension symptoms, getting unwell, and you being forced to actually do that. Some of you, so let's read from the room. The quadrant may be in need of protection, but confirms that such protection is assured. All the quadrant needs to do is confirm the link with the divine, which we have Pisces energy there. through prayer. When reversed, which is why I say it's 50-50, some of you are coming to a point where it could be a little bit aggressive. It could be a little bit, and it's natural. So this is by no means me saying you need to get your life together. This is a natural cycle. It happens a bit like spiritual development doesn't happen overnight. So from the spiritual point of view, for some feminines, you may feel like a victim at the moment. You might feel very angry that they haven't done what you need them to do, because there could purely be something on your side of the fence, which is always great to actually sit back and map it and go, okay, what majorly am I avoiding in my life right now that I do have power to control, but I have an attachment that I believe that the storyline has to go a certain way. It could be with a job. It could be with anything in your life. Oh, I can't, some of you may work with your twin. Some of you may need to move house or do something to that degree, but you have a fixed story in your head. So you're looking at it at a very 3D nature that you're not allowed to make a decision for yourself, because it will have a very adverse outcome. And maybe, if they don't know where you are, they won't know how to get in contact with you, fallacy. Okay. The avoidance of it, if universe is requiring you to do something and you're not listening, they will continue to show you the ugly until it's addressed. And sometimes we can have tower moments. At the moment, I'm not feeling that, but there could be something that you're meant to address, and it's part of your twin flame journey that you haven't done yet. And this can be from a creative, but it's orange energy, which is your power, right? It's what you can do. Some of you are thinking about that. Some of you are thinking about healthy boundaries, and what does that mean? Some of you are thinking about the aggressive energy and, why does this person not see my point of view? We do need to be careful because, up until the moon the new moon occurs, we still do have Mercury in shadow, which it can become, it's still moving fast, but it's distortion, right? So problems can still arise, miscommunication, crosswise, accident-prone energy. We need to be in self-awareness. So don't rush. Move through it. What I would say is with that, some of us are believing we know what the downloads are. And then as we get closer to that new moon, it can feel, okay, I thought I'd do this, but no. So you're tuning in, but you're getting your crown chakra activation. Now it's moved down to the orange to show you what your power is, what you can do. Now, at the moment, some of you are thinking, have I missed something? Is there something I've missed? Is there something I'm not looking at? Because in your past, and you are protected, the ruin is in the upright. So the thing is, this has nothing to do with the fact that you are in danger. This has everything to do with something that you're needing to see. And yes, because we're going to be having Venus move into Aries, your thoughts, hearing from people from the past is going to come up. Talking about damage, connecting in with relationships will come up. Rubbish to do with your jobs and how it, wasn't working. And we need to look at moon energy. Moon can be family. It can be being a mother. It can be any of those things. And it's the self-nurturing. So you may have had to, in your life, feminines, give to your family, give to your work, give to your children. And give. And you're feeling quite spent, I'll honestly say. And some of you are thinking, why didn't I know better? I wish I knew better. I would have done X, Y, and Z different. But the thing is, that's past. We're not there anymore. We can't. But we can take from that and we can now do something different. So I think there could be a little bit of critical energy, either projected towards yourself. I'll answer it at the end, Al. Thanks, sweet. So the sadness here is, you believe this was going to thrive, right? You really, you're looking back at the past and you believed the foundation was there. There was passion, there was love, there was, the beauty of it, that you saw it a certain way. And there was all of those things in a potentiality. So that's the painful thing. And I wrote that in the poem relating to the Pisces moon. The hardest thing is in acceptance. It's bloody hard to accept Because when we look at it, to see that, the only thing we had control over was us, to put our energy into things, and we did pour our energy into it, right? Looking at the past with our connections, with our work. Hi, Eddie. You know, looking at that, you've worked very hard to have all you have. And so you give a lot. Does giving mean receiving? Not necessarily. Self-worth energy is really coming up. And lots of responsibilities inside of situations, you know, relating to relationships and work. So, you know, at the moment, yes, it's only natural that feminines are feeling very, you know, stressed, very stressed. Thanks, Eddie. Now, in the heart, to do with creativity, it's very, what would the word be? There's a lot of creativity coming through, but there could be a lot of emotions relating to you as a feminine. Also, what you're wanting to do and to do with your family. You could be very protective at the moment, but you're protecting yourself. You are the family. Some of you had wanted to be protected. Some of you had felt that you were very loyal, you were friendly, and sometimes we could have been quite naive. But in the heart, it's to do with you're wanting this nurturing, you're wanting this love. But some of you are doing this towards yourself, but you're protecting yourself. You're like, oh, I'm pretty depleted. You know, can't give more than I have. So you're really coming to a space in your heart. You're looking at where you had energy that you can put things. It's almost like if you've worked hard and you have felt that other people work has been disrespecting it, then you're kind of being, some of you are being very, very protective. Like, I'm not sharing, I'm not giving, I'm chopping this tree down. I'm not allowing this person in the gate. I've been bruised, battered, hurt. Therefore, that story is going to continue. And if that's so, I'm not interested. But it's funny because it's very perplexing in a sense that you do deep down want it, but at the same time, you're angry at it. So it's almost like biting the hand that feeds us, which love feeds us. The memory haunts us. Okay, moving forward, you don't know what to do. You're like, what am I going to do? Where do I go? Where's my lighthouse? Now, the lighthouse used to be purpose, right? And that's what we talked about. Being on purpose means knowing what we're doing. Now, our own purpose away from a twin flame always has to be so. But when you're tired and you've been bruised and battered, you don't have that purpose. It's like, what's the point? And it's reflecting to the past. It's due to the past that this energy is coming up. But we're all going to have purpose. You got to go back to when you had the best meal of your life. And it was like, I have never had something so beautiful. You've got to go back to when you heard about a dream job you never thought you could have had. And you're like, I can't believe this has happened. There's those things, but it's finding that compass again that's coming through. And at the moment, hi, Andrew. It's just ever so difficult because we're in the Pisces frequency, which technically it's a new moon. The excitement is yet to come, but it's like we're walking in the fog. So we're embodying this energy and we can accidentally be projecting it because we're thinking, gee, we've spent so much time. We've seen no forward momentum. You can see the forward momentum if you step away from the ego, which is you are a different person now. So the potential is always infinite. But when we're down, we don't see that. It's a bit like being tired and somebody asking you a pivotal question. You're like, really, this is not the time. Don't ask me. I'm not going to give you a positive answer because we are in the purgatory ego state. We're fatigued. It's like chronic fatigue, right? So, fear-based frequency, scared, feeling we were silly. Why did we pour so much energy into this? All this energy I poured into it, nothing came of it. You don't know what to say. Some of you, it's due to the fact that the communication's really faulty towers, right? So, the faulty energy is where are the actions and the movement? And because we haven't seen that, therefore it isn't. Pressure, Eddie, because Pisces, at the moment, Pisces is very Neptune in energy. So we will have the, what do I call it? With the moon moving to Pisces, it's Neptune. It's very undersea, and we currently have this in our underground, right? This is very masculine Neptune. And then you get the fact that Mercury's still in shadow and the North Node's in Gemini. It's air. So the weather patterns are funky. Earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis. So with the foundation feminines, a lot of you don't know how to see this. You don't want to see. Some of you can be getting energy coming in a sense of psychic downloads. And you're like, I don't believe it. No, it's not so. I was foolish because I was living a humanistic experience. And if this is a twin flame connection, why has this not moved? Why isn't this moving? I don't get this. It doesn't make sense. And the difficulty in it, in a twin flame path, is the fact that sometimes we bounce down to looking at it from a humanistic experience. And I've said this 100 times, which is what I've gone through. It doesn't make sense. Relationships don't do this. Spiritual connections have tests. Even if you were merely to look at it from a psychological point of view, and you go and read up on victim consciousness, enabling, codependency, it's a pattern. Right. And in the pattern sense, we're fighting the pattern, but we know when we know better, we do better, potentially. And I'm still mastering that myself. We do fall back into it. So, yes, and it can be like, who's going to pull the pin first? But the thing is, don't play chess. It's not a game. You will go into it thinking there is a magic recipe. The magic recipe is always authenticity. Many, many years I would play chess. Cause and effect is chess. If I do this, it's going to equal that. Heck, do it, does. Don't say this, don't do that. You get this huge training when it comes to masculine energies. And look, even for masculines, they get the same. So not one side is immune to that. When you get to the point, because why do we operate that way? We've been conditioned through our upbringing. And then we're looking at it and we're going, and you won't do that with every partner. That's why I say we look at it too humanistic. It's not the same as every relationship. You will attract the same vibration. It isn't the same. So how you come to it will always be. How you used to do it, do polar opposite. What do I mean by that? Don't use the tactical approach. Be direct in what you're saying and meaning. Be able to stand in your truth and get to a point that if you have to pull a pin on a situation, you're able to do that. Not because you don't love, but because you're creating a healthy boundary with yourself. You're saying, okay, needing a tag with a relationship. Generally, it does trigger. Why? Because we're seeking outside ourselves. Yet if we felt worth it, we wouldn't need the tag. It would be them requesting the tag. Does that make sense? It's a bit like the analogy that my twin jokes about. It's not real unless it's on Facebook, right? Is because we're seeking a tag, but we should know what that is, and we should be standing in our truth and going, you want to put a ring on this because I'm worth it. And it's not because you're an ego. It's because you know you won't wait around forever, and in a spiritual connection, you'll continue to come back. I am seeing there is something about to be rebirthed here. Now, with you guys, this connection is protected. Thanks, sweet. It is very, very protected. There is a friendship here, and that's the heartbreaking thing, is that both of you are very hurt individuals. Both of you do love each other very deeply. But due to your conditioning, this purgatory effect has been very complex. Now, we're going to be I'm going to do a video on Juno, because Juno is the feminine, but it also will be connected to the masculine in their emotional body, right? So with their emotional body, I'm sensing that they're going to be going through a very, very deep transformation, and it's already amping up, and it is in April. Juno will be going retrograde, I believe, for approximately 13 weeks, and it's going to be in the house of Sagittarius. And usually from my experience with Juno, it has always shifted relationships. It is the relationship sign, and it's connected especially in twin flame connections, both Mars, Jupiter for masculines, and then for feminines, Venus and Juno. Now, with Juno going retrograde, ironically, it's in the Jupiter energy, which is masculine. So feminines effectively are judging masculines. However, this is what you need to understand. You will be attracting a non-codependent, and if we are codependent, we won't be attracting it. Now, what do I mean by that? Sagittarius is free-spirited. It's non-codependent. You look back at your connections. Have you had a controlling partner? Have you ever had a situation that was very stifling? Are we exhibiting that? Because Sagittarius is the growth. It's a bit like I've been mentioning this all month. If we plant a seed and we water it and we give it the right environment, the right breathing space, and it grows and flourishes. It's healthy. Yes. You got North Node Sagittarius. Yeah. Well, the South Node's currently in Sagittarius at the moment. So you're having a nodal reversal. You're having an opportunity to change some things in your life. So it's not a lot of you know what this is at the heart of it. You're in acceptance of it. Some of you will come to a pure acceptance of, yes, you are a twin, but you don't need the tag. And it's just this pure knowing. It's like if you're batting back and forward in your mind about it. The heart is away from ego. So you'll know, and I always find it really ironic when we go into the energy of, how do I put it? Am I a twin? Are you a twin? We'll do a video on that later. Okay, energy. So energy's coming up. There's a lot of healing. You may start feeling your twin's energy, but your heart's being worked on, both of it. Now, between you, there's feelings coming up from the past. Masculine. So let's get into masculines, and then we'll pull the storyline and see what the heck's up in this whole situation. Clear quartz, a bit foggy, right? A bit foggy. Self-esteem, not feeling so great. You don't need the tag. Because even if I took the tag away right now, will it stop you thinking about the person? It's where we need to take authority with our feelings and acknowledge we have a feeling. And we don't need permission or to be told what to feel. You know, that's the growth. That's a humanistic experience. I am in love with a human being. I have a spiritual connection with them. Don't know how healthy it is. I'm working on it. Because a tag's a tag. It's a bit like a wedding ring. Does a wedding ring keep people together? Used to, not now. Does a baby keep people together? No. Love keeps people together and the ability to grow. That's all. So, control does not do those things. Children, finances does not do those things. Not at a permanent level. Commitment and choice does those things. We see this every day. It's not something I'm lying to you about. That's what the twin flame path is. So the clarity was, it's something to do with creative ventures and inner child. So they're seeing where they base their energies in other areas. You're an exhausted blue smurf. I feel you, girl. Well, come on. We're all in the self-care. I feel like an ugly smurf right now. Self-esteem. Okay. What they were, they attracted. Okay, what we are, we attract. It's vibrational. That's why I say you won't need to manifest slightly. We're already doing it. So we're not getting great things. We're manifesting poor things. It's because we're embodying that energy. Self-esteem's coming up to do with family and co-creative ventures. So there can be a lot of thought. Why didn't I see that? Why did I do that? You're exhausted, meatball. You're a dog. Now, all these emotions coming up to do with you, the friendship, the freedom you gave them, how flexible you were. You guys, you know, we're sent out to this, to experience this, to let go, to thrive. Both of you, it's giving you freedom. Okay? It is giving both of you freedom. You in your foundation, feminines, to see your potential of all your strength, and masculines within his heart. Some of these sacrifices were made for you. Sounds crazy. Rejection is the universe's protection. Their soul contract in a stage of the journey won't be able to stay with you. It's not allowed to, because development and growth was required. Their soul didn't know why that was supposed to happen. All right? Especially when they go, why can't I stop thinking about you? It's irritating me, which my twins told me. So the freedom here is their, brave heart. The love that they hold for you has been forever. But they also wanted you to be free to choose. So if you ever, have you ever gone to your masculine and say, you need to tell me how you feel. You need to tell me how you feel. They're already telling you. What should I do? Do you want me to go? And have you ever heard that's your choice? How many of you in the house have heard that? That's your choice. Which is true. It's 100% true. It's, I can't tell you you're a twin. I can't tell you what to feel. I can't tell you what to do. What we're wanting to hear is them fighting for us, but it's like the most uncertain thing that causes conflict in relationships is a feminine not knowing what they want. And that's why feminines had to go off on their own. Right? If you don't know what you want, why do you think they end up with karmics? Because the karmics are very dominant. Now, you don't have to be dominant, but you have to be sure about what you want. You have to be sure about your worth. We can't be dishwatery here. I know I was very scared. I know I was running too. I was like, you're going to convince me that you're going to stay? Can you sign on the dotted line? Forever, ever. The thing is, in a flash, like a ghost, you'll be gone. You've experienced that. It shouldn't any longer define you. It shouldn't. Do you have a house? Do you have food? Do you have friends? Yeah, because we're running from ourselves. So masculine endured this, and it pained him also, because he also was pushing people away. Right. I do. I question my standards. At the moment, during Mercury retrograde, I did. Unhealthy boundaries. Because sometimes, unfortunately, another may not see your worth. And that's not a personal thing. It can be complex, and you're looking at it going, this is very interesting. What is this coming up for? My journey and your journey will all be different, and there will be similarities. Mine's been over a span from, how old was I? I'm 44 now. Can't believe I so freely, loosely say that, but I really don't care. And I would have been around 25 when I met him. Yeah, 25. Okay. So the love is coming back, and they're looking at the past and the deep loves there. And I'm almost seeing a line coming out of this. And I do feel August is very big as well this year. This August is going to be phenomenal. I see a lotus flower behind. I can see a lot of connection, and I don't feel they want to let you go. I do feel this energy is coming back in. I can also see in their heart, they're very focused. They're focused on healing, health, change, watering their soul, looking at their viewpoints of what was distorted. And it's very hard to look at. Yeah. There you go. Playful. Doesn't feel so motivated at the moment, feminines. Feeling very sluggish. What do we call it the other day? I think the private members love it in the room because of the fact that we can, we speak very candidly. It's a bit of comedy in there. So we call it a sluggish, what do we call it, Shelley? A floppy sacral chakra. A sluggish one, right? It feels tight. It's unmotivated. What do I pour my energy into? I don't want to fight. They don't want drama. If people are nagging at them, they're going to get, I don't want to do this. It's unattractive. So when it becomes reduced, we see where we gave our power away. So I did say in the next 2 weeks that have ascension symptoms. And with masculines, I'm coaching as well as with my twin, they're tired. They're tired, they're sluggish, they're exhausted. All these old wounds are coming up. They know they're safe. They're getting ready to speak their truth, right? Floppy and sluggish, sacral chakra, which is good. It means they're going to come to you wanting hanky-panky. It means they're coming to you with truth. Because they're tired too. They've had enough of that in their life. They're wanting the truth. They're being strong. They're like, right, I know when I have my emotions in balance, I can speak truthfully. But they also want to know that they want you to be honest, and I know you will be, okay? But they are getting prepared psychologically, mentally, and physically. Right? But you will have to hear their truth. And some of it you reach a peaceful point prior to reconnection. Otherwise, it'll just be a war zone. All right. Okay, their mind is open. Their foundation now. They know there's infinite ways this can happen. This, in their foundation, if it was like this, would be a bit problematic. But this is positive. Infinite ways this can go. Open-mindedness, being open, thinking, okay, I created in locations that I didn't see straight. I let you go. They do know it was the right thing to do. I will say that, because if the person's not right, they're not going to be able to give to you. So it is always the right thing to do than to hold on to a person and to hurt them further. So if they couldn't love you because they weren't loving themselves, it was the right thing to do. Doesn't mean it wasn't painful. Betrayals and things to that degree, separate energy, right? Separate energy altogether. Merely the beginning point of what they needed to let go of. The soul connection was there. The love was there. Be it you were there or not. They felt they were darned if they did or darned if they didn't. Now the joint energy, there's love here, there's Neptune, there's feelings. But some of you are looking at the truth and the delusion. It's like, what is this? Now, what is the ruin for the masculines? I hope I'm not boring you to tears. I found it early and the card fell out. Okay. Mercury. I'm telling you, when Mercury goes direct, it's at the new moon in Pisces. Neptune is the crowning energy for the two of you. It's kind of making sense to do with my time. Raven, Mercury, Wednesday, and air. Advice, communication, contemplation, inspiration, authority, tradition, blessings, and verbal skills. And what did I say? At the moment, I did say that Neptune and Pisces, Mercury goes direct, heart chakra activation, thinking of you from the past, moving to the future, getting ready to communicate. Movement, what actions they need to take. So when we say communication, throat chakra, it's where they will move through the fog, because currently they have clear quartz as their crowning energy, because they're purging the past of what wasn't successful, what doesn't resonate with them, and going, that was not fun, that was not hot, why did I do that? That's their process. Then they're moving into, you know, the dissension, which is ascension symptoms, foggy, very Mercury in nature. Mercury goes direct the day of the new moon. Communication. Now, when we say communication, this can be several things. Mercury is the words, the actions, and the day-to-day things they'd need to do to take steps to get themselves safe, to be able to have the strength to move towards this. So it's not a phone call's going to fix that. Meanwhile, how should we say this? Meanwhile, in the karmic relationship, one phone call's going to sort that. No. Okay? It doesn't work that way. I got 99 problems, Mercury. What would I need to do with those things? Okay, no phone call's going to change it. If they just called me to be fine. No. Okay, you know your twin flame path. What is your masculine doing within your awareness? Is there a financial issue? Is there a family issue? Is there a karmic issue? Is there a communication issue? That then is all their mental energy from all the past, which still can be people, places, and things. So when you can't, it's like, what's that word? You can't negotiate with terrorists. It's like you try to pull something out, pulling a thorn out that needs surgical removal, right? You got like, a broken tooth in your jaw and it's actually embedded underneath, got infected, and you're like, all they need to do is take it out. Well, can you take it out? Probably not. You're probably going to have surgery now. Antibiotic surgery. So there's steps. There's an actual step. So when we think in ego terms, you should have your life together right now. There's a process, guys. We need to be realistic. Is their finances joined? And some of these things you won't know what they are. So we jump into these false fulfilling prophecies of disillusionment, abandonment, and victim consciousness because, hey, I put all this work into this connection. Yes, true. Now, choose what you give. Choose the amount you give. Do you get what I'm saying? But from a spiritual point of view, it is showing these things are set to move. And from my experience, every time Juno has moved, mark my words, I've had movement in my connection. Good and bad. Okay, advice, communication, contemplation, inspiration, authority, tradition, blessing, and verbal skills. Some, it can be legal cases. Some, it can be divorces. Some, it can be balancing things. Irritation, scarred knowledge, divine inspiration. So what they're moving through to move to this, which it is in the upright, so it is going to be successful. Delusions, misunderstandings, lies, intellectual stagnation. Why? Because when you're purging through the ego, that happens. It happens. I mean, we're in a bit of it at the moment, right? Because we haven't decided what we're doing with our own lives separate to them. A rune reassures us that the answer is out there and may be revealed through inspiration, wise counsel, or a treasure of traditional wisdom. The answer to our problems may be revealed in unexpected ways. Words in a song, signs and synchronicities. And I tell you, my masculine at the moment, I think he's turning into a vegetarian. I think it's hilarious. I love watching Ascension. It's so fun. I don't like living it though. Okay, the in-between energy. And both energies are doing it, and it's neither here nor there. It's not technically upright. It's both of it sideways. This is upright. So it's like the past, present, and future. We're all looking at it. And what do we have? To do with love? There's no love. Where is it? Because I can't see it. It's not there. All right, we've got clear. We've got heart chakra. Right. Okay, in ego. The feelings are coming up. Look at them. They're hidden under the surface. Okay, why? Because it doesn't look like a dream. Does that mean there's no love? What do you think marriage is? It's the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not saying this is good. It could be very ugly. But it's a soul marriage, right? I've been hearing that song lately a lot. Okay, Skylark, Badger, Air. And Mercury, right? It is the last rune of the mystic rune row that signifies the internal weavings and the endings of life. Oh, that's funny because we are at the last zodiac sign moving to the first with the moon. And we did get in the previous read, I think it was in the members zone, it was the reaping of what we sow and the harvesting of the crops. AKA Tower moment. Yeah, 100. New beginnings, awakening, transformation, breakthroughs, clarity, synthesis, growth, and hope. It is a completely positive ruin. Okay? Many times, tower moments are the solution. I'm telling you. Most times I was like, you might go, oh, if that happens, that, and you've got that tunnel vision, you're thinking, no, this is, I'm getting really stuck. I can't really see. Can't really see because you got this bloody card in reverse. Can't really see how to get through that tunnel. When you let it go, the solution comes to you. Universe intervenes and they drop some things around. The tower falls down and before you know it, you found a new road. Okay, communion. 11. If I can get it focused. I've got bloody lights everywhere. Need to clean my camera. Okay, let's pull a few to row and see additional messages for what we need to know for this week. And I'll probably come back again. We'll see how we go. I've got the videos to do for the romance. That will be uploaded soon. Probably should take 4 or 5 days. And I'll keep coming to you guys live. And I'm also recording for the next month as well. And some of the creative content. So, I can't wait till Mercury completely goes direct. It will make life simpler. Hopefully. Okay, coming out of hermit mode. There will be, because we've got Mercury and we've got Pisces. So it can be storms, heavy weather. And that's where your sinuses will go at the moment when it's going to rain. Especially when your crown chakra is really pinging, your third eye's there. The pressure will come through in your body and you'll be able to tell the weather. You won't need the weatherman. I can't even pronounce the word, I'm telling you. Bubonic pressure. Okay, some of you are getting scared. It's like, am I going to be alone? What's happening? What's going on? Am I going to be okay? Like this panicked energy. There has been a lot of panic attacks, right? Some of you are feeling that, okay, look at the twin flame as maybe in an inherited connection. It's like, be it good, be it bad. We're getting storms here too. Apparently it's summer. So this is making you scared. What's the point? I want it. It's like an oxymoron. It's like, I want it, but I don't want it. We need to rewind. I feel most of you are going to feel better by next week. You're trying to be rational. You're trying to look at the situation. You might feel that, is this person going to come back and say some sweet nothings? And it's like, don't look at it that way. Have your clarity of mind. And there's my twin calling me. See, he's calling me to go I'm going to tease him about that. You have the ability to hear a person out. You have the ability to say no. Right? But your mind reaches clarity before communication. But the thing is, when we're abandoned, the only time we're abandoned is if we're not focusing on our life. We actually have abandoned ourselves. I did get to a point in my twin flame path that I'd had many years of horrible relationships. And some were very successful, I will say. And twin flame path was the hardest, right? Especially with external influences and my belief that they had power. Now they believe I have power, which is a crock of crap. None of us have power. There's a connection or there's not, right? When you can look at your twin flame path, I had to really put myself in the naughty corner and go, okay, you're going to look at this. I can die one day. My twin will as well. So, does that mean because my heart's broken and I can't be at peace to live in the moment and to have enjoyment that I'm entitled to in a moment, that I should not love? it hurts more not to than to. So I could have a year, I could have 2 years, I could have 20 and 30, I could have a week. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's a viewpoint. You can't avoid feeling. It's inevitable. It happens. You can't avoid entwinement. So, you know, you can have, even, I noticed, even looking at it, it was like, you know, he maybe felt he needed to change, but that was internal to him. Did I feel I needed to change? Never. Never really. I was accepting a whole lot of crap. Then I saw the need to. Yeah, it was like, this needs to evolve. But even that, I become accepting on. It was like, it's not my problem. Because I made sure that I said to myself, if I have to live with myself for the rest of my life, and I know I'm a twin, be it who I choose, what I do, how I live it, I am going to have the best fucking life out, because I have to live with myself for the rest of my life. So he is not my solution then. Do I love him deeply? 100%. Have I loved him? 100%. Has he hurt me? Yes. Very much. Have I hurt him? Yes. Now, we're here today. Every day is a brand new opportunity and a brand new day to have a different perspective of judgment. Being protective or being the victim, we're all of those things. That's why I love I think it was Alanis Morissette. I'm a bitch, I'm a mother. That's me. That's been me always. I'm the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not perfect. And that's cool. Make no apologies for it. Do I attempt to be a better person? 100%. Because I have high expectations of myself. And that's generally why we project it to other people. But they probably don't even have those expectations for you. Yeah, that's me. Okay? I'm it all. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint. Yes. Yeah, I've been having that. But just do a third eye clearing. And you'll probably find it's a deep compliment. You're ready to purge something. You know, where it's going to be moving. And it's a shifting perspective. But yes, because of the weather patterns as well on ascension and the crown chakra, you're getting a blocked third eye. So it's staying here in the Mercury energy. 12th, it's going direct. New moon in Pisces is occurring. We're having the energy moving into, we're having Venus move into Aries, which I think I might have the dates there. That's going to be pretty hard, and I'll pre-warn you on that. What date does it happen? I think it's the 20th. I have to check on the computer. Pretty sure it's the 20th. Yeah, I generally have to get to a point I take antihistamine. Not that I'm a medical physician practitioner. But yeah, I try and do that too. Yeah, it won't go away. Okay, so who's up for the question? Who was the first question? While I'm cleaning up my mess and getting ready for the psychic reads and romance reads I've got to record. Oh, thanks, Emma. Okay. I'm fine all day, but last night was sobbing out of nowhere, haunting by. Usually when you're seeing the 1-400, it means you're getting really tired, right? You're getting really tired and you're thinking, am I on the right path? Is this working? It's actually saying yes. It's don't quit. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep focusing on yourself. You're in alignment. Just continue to be such. And it's very positive. It's actually a real compliment to see the 1-400s. It's generally relating to you reaching union with self. Look, I've been crying this week. I've been crying like a bitch. It's what about me? You know, it isn't fair. It's a lot of things. It's the fatigue, you know, you're tired and you're like, I don't want to do it. You know, I'm tired. It's, you know, energies to do with emotions, because moon is mothers, and it's us as being parents, creative ventures. It's us as feminines. Yeah, me too. You know, they actually say from a psychological point of view, if you're crying, you should never wipe it. Did you know that? Because you're then not honouring the emotion and allowing it to come. You're actually supposed to let the snot drop out. Probably not good during this, you know, pandemic, but try and find a little spot, put yourself in the naughty corner, and then, you know, get to a point where we are grounding ourselves. Let it come out. Yeah, let it come out. Just let it pour. What's been coming up? What's been coming up with the crying and that? I'm awake with bloody fairies. Jeez. Did I miss it? I have been sleeping better quite solidly, and I've started having, yeah, odd dreams. Yeah, it's a newbie thing. It's only because of time, because usually these videos are going to an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I mean, I'm doing easy over 50 videos a month now. So I've just really got to be really careful with my time management. I may once a month come in and do a session that is just freebie kind of things, but that'll have to be an hour. And that's around $120 of, you know, work that I could be with clients. But I want to, and this has nothing to do with money. It's to do with my time management. I've got to start, if I'm doing that many videos and I've got the editing and that, I have to balance. So that's all it's come down to. It's got nothing to do with the money. It's just, yes, healthy boundaries. So by no means take any offense. Where I can, I will. A small part of it, I think about letting go. How about you do this? Letting go doesn't mean that you have stopped loving the person. And this is the ironic thing. Each day, instead of psychoanalyzing it, wake up and say, how do I feel today? And just be that. Stop putting pressure on yourself to make a decision about tomorrow. And come to a point you just work with what we have today. Now, if it's a major thing and you're going, a person has come into my life and they're asking me out, yes, that's, you know, and if you're perplexed and you're feeling emotions, you're probably not ready for that new connection. If there's something separate and it's okay, I need to move house, maybe they won't know where I live, or I am getting I'm doing this or that and I'm waiting on them like a soldier. You know, the hermit card, I've got the light on for you, baby. You have to make decisions. So if it's affecting your foundation and your life and your finances, and you feel anger towards them because they haven't showed up to help you, you have power. Push it back into you. But it's really strange. Yeah, but there's no simplicity. I mean, being alone is a temporary thing because it's hermit mode. It's hermit mode for ascension and healing, but it's never a permanent thing. I mean, it doesn't avoid hurt. Because look, you're alone and you're sad, right? So this is the crazy thing. We think if we keep ourselves in hermit mode, we'll be safe. No, you're still heading, right? We need connections. We all need connections. We need friends. We need to find our tribe family. We need to be the good, the bad, the ugly. And you can't build pyramids to prevent it. It's growth. You'll get stagnant and then you'll be going, everything's stagnant. It's because you pushed yourself into hermit mode too long. Connect with people. talk to people, have purpose in life. It brings it back. But when we're not doing that, it doesn't bring it back, it stagnates it. But you go through that healing initially to upgrade, and haven't you ever noticed, as soon as you're on purpose, you hear from your twin and you have a reconciliation. Why? And then we fall back out of alignment and shove too much energy onto their side, and the separation happens again. So it's more for career progression. Yeah, but you still got to feed your soul. That's good. But yeah, this last few weeks has been very purgatory. Here was the next question. But yeah, Mars and Mars relating to in Gemini, there's going to be a lot more conversation. Just a card for you, doll. I can do that. That's okay, Paula. It will pass. It's just, it's exhausting, you know, just especially if you can't find solutions and you're looking at career and things like that. You're like, is it going to be okay? Mercury's in shadow at the moment, so it's still easing itself in. Look, in the media, we may see things to do with school buses, trains, which I put the predictions on Facebook to do with that, to do with some of the current energy, because I cover the astrology as well. Astrology, moon energy, because our lives are part of the twin flame path. So yes, that's why I look at the astrology, because what does alignment mean? Actually paying attention to what's going to happen in our life too, to be ready. Got to be ready. What are you letting go of? What are you having to move away from? Herbal tea. Angela, what are you having to move away from? Work. Yeah, you're wanting freedom from it. So it feels as though, I feel you're going to get more comfortable with that. Because I don't feel fair in it. So if you're getting to a point you're thinking, should I, shouldn't I? You're probably the best time if you want to send resumes out with Be Now, because with Mercury in shadow, it sounds like a postal thing, right? It'll be flicking it out quicker, and it'll actually come back quicker. Okay? So I see that you potentially, what do you call it? It feels as though when it comes to the point, whatever's going to shift for you, it's like you need the freedom. Yeah. So don't let it get to the stagnated state that you just go, sod this, because I don't feel any angst in the card. I feel as though it's sort of to the point where you're just in acceptance. It's like it just won't define you. And it's strange, because this could be another opportunity coming in if you have applied, or it may be that you get to that point that you let it get too far, and then it's sort of like you have to walk out that door. But if you feel it's not going to shift, Mercury retrograde might have amplified it, okay? It may have amplified it due to the fact we're only doing $11 ones, doll. And that's yeah, the base mark. So that if we want members, we can have members come in at $11. I think it was 11. How much was it, Giggle? 11? So yeah, I see you freeing yourself from that situation. But I do think that, you know, with the actual frequency of it shifting, I do feel you will actually take steps if you can. Mercury going direct, it should ease some of the tension. It might be a difference in the environment, but it could be that you just actually want to walk away. You like had it, so to speak. Who was the next person? And then I probably won't take any more after the ones that are popping up. So you've got about 5-10 minutes to get your last super chats in, because I'm going to have to go. I got some business phone calls to make. And Louise, just a card. How you doing, darling? What's going on here, woman? I've been thinking about this with you, even in the private members zone. When you popped up, I was like, who's this person? That's what I was feeling. Who's coming around, woman? Lois, what's happening? Have you got your twin popping up? I feel 3 energies. You're just tired. I'm feeling energies around you. Okay? I'm feeling energies around you. You're going to actually start hearing from people from the past, but there's more. I feel more people. Okay? So you could be faced with a decision, but you could be becoming very, very popular. Right. You haven't heard from twin. Okay. Ah, oh, poor giggle. Who's I say? So Mel pays next. Is that right? Who's next? No, I do feel it's 3D. But remember, between now and that full moon in Libra, emotions relating to our connections will come up, and it's for everyone collectively. So you will hear. Hi, Cha. We're talking this weekend, aren't we? Is it this weekend coming? Do you miss me? What do you want to know, my sweet? Do you want a card? Oh, wait. Who's bugging you? Olsen, the chocolate man. How you doing? Long time no see. Have you been hiding, eh? Okay, so Chart, there's someone that is pissing you off, right? They're manipulating you. They're pushing you about. Is there something to do with money going on here? Are you having to deal with something, Chard, that is a little bit toxic, a little bit testing? Family. They're pissing you off. You're like, really? Really? I feel like you're looking at them saying, I have had no silver spoon in my mouth, and you are saying that you need what? I feel you're like, really? This is making you a bit mad. Okay. So, what did you have a specific question, Cha? Because family, I'm telling you, you're going through that, and I think maybe your twin might be going through this too. Because this person, you're a bit like, are you serious? Yeah, we won't be taking any more. I will be coming back, during the week, so don't stress. You'll see me before the weekend. Yeah, and I'll come back and do another one. I'm due for my painkillers too. Okay, who's the next one? But I do feel they're going through a similar circumstance to you. But this thing, it is going to clear up. It's driving you crazy. You're just like, what? Yeah. Okay, so Mel was the next one, was it? Poor Giggle, she's up in the house. Anyone want to give Giggle a hand? This woman's a machine. Mel. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, you're good. Has the black cat. I don't have a black cat. I'm the black cat these days. So, Mel P. Or are we referring to someone else, Olsen? Are you being cheeky? Ah, I thought so. So, Mel P, what did you want to know, my love? I had a black cat, but my dad gave it to my grandma. I was really disappointed. Okay, for Mel P, what would you like to know, my love? There's a bit of conflict around you at the moment. What are you dealing with in an adverse situation? Could be something to do with legalities. Are you going through court at the moment or anything to that degree? Guys, just wait for a minute because I'm trying to answer a question. If everyone's popping up, I can't get it done. Sorry. So is that... We need to do Zoom meetings. It'd be so much easier. Then we could just all chat. Because what I'm saying is, basically, there seems to be something that you're trying to finalise, come to a balance. Could be legal. My ex is planning something bad for the end of the month. He is coming. Tune out of it. Number one, nobody can ever do anything to you unless it's 3D stuff, right? You know, if you're creating healthy boundaries, if, you know, is there money directly connected? Is their home connected or anything like that? If they're not in your life and not living with you, tune out of their energy altogether. Don't give your power away. Tune into your side of the fence of what you can control and just, you know, you have your bubble. Do you know what I mean? If they're karmic in nature and you don't have children or anything to that degree, get to a point you have absolutely no communication with them whatsoever. But it depends on what your relationship situation is like with them. If you're enabling them and trying to coddle them and trying to keep them quiet and, you know, because you don't want to rid them with anxiety and they're manipulating you, it's still dancing with the devil. So you've got to really, it's a bit like an amputation of that situation. I've got to give this person cold turkey. I really can't be interacting with them whatsoever because I'm negotiating with the... You know what I mean? But it can be a 3D situation where is there a divorce proceeding or something like that? I had a dream last night of a time. Look, most of us at the moment are having very odd dreams. I've been having odd dreams. If you don't like the dream, tune out of it like it doesn't exist. Okay, that's usually what it's coming through because we're very 4D at the moment. With Pisces, it's Neptune energy. Technically, we can say it is psychic in nature, but when we're tired, we don't fall into the crown chakra. We fall into the underrealm, which is 4D. So we can end up having nightmares if we're deeply fatigued and our auric field's not up. Okay, does that make sense? I had a dream last night of a timer. Can you tune into it? We actually timeline jump. Timer can be time's up and it's moving, but don't have an attachment to it. We jump timelines all the time. And when I say that, it's not... it's very complex in a sense, but it's very simple. So it's, if you don't like that storyline, it's almost blink and you've effectively shifted it, but you tune out of it. You have to tune out of it. I dreamt I was meeting someone. Who was the next one? Please, by no means, please nobody in the house take any offense to anything I've said. Be it the time frame, the cost of the super chats, any of it, it's not a personal thing. It's really not. Good night, doll. Take care. Who is the next one on the list, Giggle? I'm lost. I'm Little Red Riding Hood in the woods, and I'm lost. Is there anybody out there? Because I don't want to miss anyone's super chat question that. Colette, just a card. Okay. You vote for Zoom. I have downloaded it. I'm connecting it through a different thing. Yeah. Are there things emotionally that you can't forgive yourself for at the moment, or is it coming up relating to twin and it's hurting you? Yeah, I know. But we could do quick chats and groups. That's why I'm going to connect it in with my website so that, and I have been lately, for those of you who have subscribed, I do get on there now and then and actually give you a quick update via video, and it goes into the blog. Night. About 40 minutes isn't too bad. Set a timer. Come back on again another 40 minutes later. But again, when we know better, we do better. So what you're going to do is acknowledge the wound, acknowledge you can't change that now. But now, when you do things, you can relate to it differently. Yeah, and look, there were reasons back then for doing that. So you've got to forgive yourself, but you've got to look at it differently and say, yes, if in fact this is destined, this person will come back and things will balance. All right? Looking at every angle is natural. But yes, I will pre-warn everyone because we're going to have Aries in Venus. A lot of emotions relating to our past connections, work, where we mucked up is all going to come up during this time moving into the full moon in Libra. Now, the full moon in Libra is justice, but it's a full moon, so it can mean injustice, unfairness, imbalance, emotions, purging. But the beautiful aspect will be Saturn is sextiling Aries and Chiron, which means you'll have to take responsibility for it on your side of the fence. And if we do something wrong, we'll have to take responsibility for it. War wounds. Mars will be in Gemini. So the way we communicate needs to be very careful. Be careful what you say. Try to be understanding, compassionate. I mean, like I said, I'm apologizing ahead of time. I got Mars in Gemini. I'm a media. Gemini. Okay, media. I'm trying to be a student. I'm learning too. So, yes, you know, point blank zero for all of us. Wounds relating to love and our twin flame connection and our connections will come up, and in our work will come up. Victim consciousness can come up. It's going to be a testing 2 weeks. And you want to resolve these things if you're able to. Somebody interpreted it very interesting because Aquarius is rebellion, but it's tribe and it's group and it's Saturn. So there can be authority energies getting involved in group sessions. There can be coaching sessions, counseling. It could be a friend jumping in to assist. So it can be various ways it can happen, but it also can be us individually having to take responsibility of, okay, the wound might have been put there by another person, but, you know, in working through that wound and looking at it with another person, yes, it is now your responsibility because it lives inside. And it's like, if I'm giving this permission to continually haunt me, how can I diffuse it so I can live? Because I need to live. I want to live a healthy life. I don't want this to haunt me. So it's means by, and Aries and Chiron is there for 7 years. So what we suppress will continue to come up till we can diffuse it, that it doesn't define us. Okay. I will do a Juno update later, and that will be relating to how feminines and masculines and this, process is going to come up, especially next month. It's going to be really big. And that is a huge shift in twin flame connections, people's contracts, people's workplace. And we do need to be mindful that we mix with logic mind by then. So get the rest you can get so that you can deal through circumstances in the most adult, healthy manner possible. Because as Mars enters Cancer, it can be very aggressive in nature. That can be violence, family violence, things like that. And, we don't want to put ourselves in environments like that. And if you are in a situation to that degree and you feel you're in a connection that doesn't resonate with you, it's really the time to actually address that ahead of time, because those suppressed emotions can come up through verbal diarrhea or aggression. Okay? What we hide will come back up emotionally. So we're being prepared for this spiritually, collectively, and it might be so we can anchor the energy in. But we may see, especially because Sagittarius is very independent, if we are controlling, connections won't balance. If you, if you're in a connection that's very controlling, you will reject it, because Sagittarius is very, it's singular, but it's joint. It's mutual. Hope that makes sense. It's yin and yang. It's not owned. Love and light. I'll see you guys during the week. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Giggle.